Kimberly Guilfoyle's transition out of Fox News apparently might have had a lot more to it than we initially knew, with this new reporting coming out with some amazing details in the New Yorker. So there's a lot here, but let's see what we can get through in terms of understanding how it is that she transitioned from this media role to this political family role. So in November 2018, a young woman who had been one of Kimberly Guilfoyle's assistants at Fox News sent company executives a confidential 42-page draft complaint that accused Guilfoyle of repeated sexual harassment and demanded monetary relief. Guilfoyle, who currently serves as the Trump campaign's finance chair, I actually didn't know that, abruptly left her position as co-host of Fox News' The Five back in July 2018. At the time, a spokesperson for the network did not provide a reason for her exit and only said in a short one-sentence statement, Fox News has parted ways with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Now, publicly, she has maintained that her decision to move from television news to a political campaign was entirely voluntary. At the time, she was the co-host of The Five. Media reports suggested that she had been accused of workplace impropriety, including displaying lewd pictures of male genitalia to colleagues, but few additional details of misbehavior emerged. She publicly denied any wrongdoing at the time, and her lawyer said any suggestion that she engaged in misconduct is patently false and all of that. Fox apparently paid an undisclosed sum to the assistant who no longer works there. And so that's what we've sort of known. But I wanna give you the details of what was in that actual complaint. Just some, it's 42 pages. We can't go into everything. So buckle up. Hold on to your butts, all of that. According to a dozen well-informed sources familiar with her complaints, the assistant alleged that Guilfoyle, her direct supervisor, subjected her frequently to degrading, abusive, and sexually inappropriate behavior. Among other things, she said that she was frequently required to work at Guilfoyle's New York apartment while the Fox host displayed herself naked and was shown photographs of the genitalia of men with whom Guilfoyle had had sexual relations. The draft complaint also alleged that Guilfoyle spoke incessantly and luridly about her sex life, and on one occasion demanded a massage of her bare thighs. Other times, she said Guilfoyle told her to submit to a Fox employee's demands for sexual favors, encouraged her to sleep with wealthy and powerful men, asked her to critique her naked body, demanded that she share a room with her on business trips, required her to sleep over at her apartment and expose herself to her, making her feel deeply uncomfortable. There is more to it than that, but that's a lot. I think we can all agree. Brett, what do you think about this?
I just imagine this person saying, I just want to work in news. I just want to have a news job. And then that happens. It's everything. It's a confluence of, well, that makes sense. And then maybe that's what Don Jr. likes about her. And the advice that she's giving to sleep with rich and powerful people, the ex-wife of Gavin Newsom and the current girlfriend of Donald Trump Jr., seems like it served her well in the past. So that checks out. And like, you know, I worked in a talent agency and there were a lot of people who were doing those terrible, like extremely, Hollywood toxic things. None of them were like that. Like none of them were that bad. There was no like, hey, I'm gonna walk around naked and I'm gonna have you massage my thighs. Yeah. And now there's things that what do I think you check out in a court of law? I don't know. This is a legal complaint I don't know if it's ongoing or it was settled or anything like that. But do I believe it? Yes, that's where I'm at now. If I'm just sharing my feelings in response. And do I think anyone on the Trump side would, if this came out about one of their political enemies, would let it be? No, I don't. But this is one of those things where Guilfoyle is not important to me whatsoever. This is just one of those that I'm gonna look at, and it's another of the billion things that would be a huge story at any other time in history. But here it's like, I mean, they're trying to go after Hunter Biden for things that didn't happen. These are like documented accounts of sexual harassment repeatedly happening, and they're gonna be like, this is out of bounds.
Yeah, totally. And their allegations, we don't know for sure. Obviously we're inclined to believe these sorts of accounts, because we don't think naturally that women frequently lie about sexual harassment and sexual assault, as some people, including hosts on Fox News, automatically assume is the case. And there's even more details that make it even worse in terms of an example of exactly why sexual harassment in the workplace is so horrible. Is that, she apparently threatened to destroy the credibility of her enemies and things like that. So there's a lot of fear that if any of this came out, that the assistant's career would literally be over. So you have the tie between sexual harassment and the threat that you're done like you can't work with Fox News and any of the right-wing media outlets if Kimberly Guilfoyle apparently destroys her credibility, try to pay her off behind the scenes. Apparently, when so Guilfoyle obviously was a defender of Trump, but also a defender of Roger Ailes, who had his own issues. Obviously, Gretchen Carlson sued Ailes, and Guilfoyle attempted to debunk her credibility. So she's protecting other sexual harassers and sexual predators when she's alleged to be doing this sort of thing behind the scenes. The entire thing is just so. It's just so awful. It's so awful. And look, she's not on Fox anymore. She doesn't have a show or anything like that. But the experience that this woman who was forced to work for her still matters, and people should still know about that.
Yeah, it's just such trash. Like being in that situation, I do keep coming back to someone just saying, "I want to have a job in the news," and you definitely have an idea of how bad you think it's going to be. And yes, most people in front of the camera are weird, but they're not all toxic. They're not all gonna show you the genitals of people that they slept with. They're not gonna walk around naked in front of you just as some weird power play. That's bad, and people shouldn't have to put up with that in a working environment. This is not someone like rejecting your ideas and having a reason for it. This is someone who really seems to relish the power that they have over you in that situation, knowing that you're powerless to do anything. Or and afraid that if you say you don't like them showing you junk,
including theirs,
including their own junk, and making you touch them, then you're feeling like you can't do anything. So the question is, what kind of documentation does she have of the events? Will it hold up in court? Will they try to settle to make it go away? Those kinds of things.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Apparently, she had offered at one point to pay off the woman, so it's there's a reason to believe.
I mean I'll say that. People pay things off to go away, whether they did it or not, all the time.
Sure. Sure.
It's true.
No, I understand. I was saying sure. I wasn't saying you're wrong. Generally, I am, but there I was not.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.